Welcome to Tangling together with me today. I am trying out this pattern here on a 3.5 tile because I think it is really awesome and I wanted to make something just with that on. We are going to start with the gratitude for the things we have, the tiles, the pencils, the microns, gratitude to the day-to-day friend or something else. Relax in your shoulders, breathe in and out, and just let go of all the stress. I'm going to make the 4 corner dots here to make my string, and then I'm going to connect them with a line, and it doesn't matter if it's not all straight. Like that. Let's see, I could divide it in 3. Actually, I'm going to divide it here in the middle. And then again here. So I have 4 rooms. Normally this is just made in a bar, but I like to divide it like this for making it. I'm using my Micron 01 and I'm starting with this rice shape going one way. From the corner to the opposite corner on the other side, like that. Then I'm going to turn my tile and do the same, but from the corner we ended in and to the opposite corner. Like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And we can either make them meet here on the middle, or we could make them go at the same direction as these two. The last time I made them meet in the middle. So let's try the other one. Let's make them just the same as the first 2. And then I'm going to turn my tile and do them again. Like that. So now the magic can begin. So from this corner up here, I'm going to make these 3 wavy lines. So one at the bottom, one hits around the middle, and one around the top. Like that. And I'm gonna do it over here as well. So one hit around the bottom, one at the middle, and one around the top. Let's see. So that would be around here. So from this point here, and then one around the bottom, around the middle, and around the top. And I'm gonna do the same down here. Around the middle and around the top. And then I'm gonna mirror this. So around the bottom, middle, and top. And the same here. And then I need it here. So down, middle, and around the top. And again. And then we have the pattern here on the middle. So that goes from, let's see, how did I do that? So it goes out and into this shape and back out. So from the bottom into this printemps shape and out to the side. So I'm going to turn this around. So from here and the printemps thing in the middle and up and out. I'm just putting a little weighting here on the bottom of the printemps. Oh, right here. So up in the printemps and out again and up like that. And then I just placed a tiny bit here like that. So that's the pattern, nothing more to it. Let's see, I'm gonna make a little rounding here where these two connects. The same right here. Should I line that up? Maybe I should make the outer edge here. And yes, I'm just working as I figure out what I want to do. This is my Micron 10, again in black. And I'm actually going to use that on this outer border. To give it a little contrast here. There we go. So let's do a little more rounding here where these meet. So I'm just making this C shape from one line to the other. Here. So I have this little tiny C shape. And then I'm just coloring in this spot that I get here. And over here as well. And I have someone, yeah, right here in the middle. Like that. I could make this middle line here, but I think I'm not gonna do that. I like it like that. I could place something here in these thing here. So this is how the pattern could look just right off the batch. Actually, she likes to make these roundings right here, I see. So I think I'm gonna do it right here as well, some smaller ones. So I'm just going to make a small C and going up into another small C. And again here. So that this line gets a little thicker, like that. So again right here I actually have this little rounding. So I'm going to make it right here again. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 of these. So let me know if you want to hear a little music while doing this when I'm not saying anything. Or you rather have the quietness. Just let me know. Personally, I like the silence. There we go. That's already looking really good. So I could place some, because this is so big, I can actually place some orbs here if I wanted to. So I'm gonna do that here in this middle row. So these would be the middle. I don't have them there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. But you can do it just as you want to. Maybe I should color in between these orbs here. There we go. So now we could put some colors in there if we wanted to. I have these jelly rolls. This is the stardust, and I have them in different colors. So I'm just gonna use this one. I think this is a mint green or something. Let's see, what do I want to color in? I could take this piece over here in the pot. So I'm just very careful with it because it can remove the black line, and I don't want that to be gone here. Or paint over the black line so it disappears. That's not what I want to. I like to put some colors in there. It changes the patterns into something else. I also like the black and white tiles, but there is something special about colors. And this starlight is very glittery. And I love everything with glitter in. Perfect. Let's see, that's this one. I want to do the same side on all 4 of these pots. And I don't plan ahead when I make these videos. I just go with the flow and see where I land with them. So here and there I just figure it out while I'm going. I do decide for what pattern I like to start with. But then I'm just going kind of crazy when I'm having that pattern down. Let's see, that would be, yeah, this side. And if you don't have these Starlight glittery jelly roll pins, you can use a, what's the name of that? A koi pin or coloring pins or whatever you have. Or you can leave it without colors in there if you like that. I'm just showing one way of doing these. So that was that. I'm going to put that one away. Let's see what to do now. I have this sap green pastel chalk. I like that a lot also. So I'm just going to place a nice amount of chalk here down that line, using my Tortillion to push it into the paper and drag it a little more out to the sides. Like that. And I'm gonna do that on all my pots here. Remember, your jelly roll can be wet for a long time, so just be careful when doing this. There we go, I like that. Then I have my gold jelly roll, and I'm just going to place a tiny bead here inside of these, leaving the edge alone, so it have this white edge around it. There we go. Should we have some colors in the last ones here? Let's go back to the green charcoal here and see what I can do with that. I have a line here that I want to get rid of. No! I just got my hands into the gold, so really do be careful with the gold because it's wet a longer time than the starlight is. So that was kind of a bummer. Okay, let's see what I can do here. And with my Tortillion again, working the color into the paper. There we go, and I'm gonna do that here as well. And so here on these lines, and I'm placing it on the outside of this arch thingy here. There we go, I like that. Now let's do some shading. I want to have some shades around these spots here using my Tortillion at the side of the tip and using these small circle movements here. I'm gonna do it on this one as well. Turn it and do it here. And again, my Tortillion. So small circle movements. And then on this side. And this way around. There we go. I think I'm gonna do it right here as well. Just placing a tiny line of graphite and then using my Tortillion on it to make it into the shade, shadow. There we go. For me that looks like two bugs flying in the night sky. I think I'm going to stop right there with the coloring and shadings. I like that. But I'm going to see, I have this graphic one that's kind of a brush tip. And I wanted to see if I can color this edge here black. I think this one might be dying on me, so I will have to change that. It's not working as I wanted to, so I'm going back to my graphite tin instead. That's better. There we go, much better. And then I'm just going to color the whole edge here. Remember, this can also be a little wet for a longer period, so make sure it dries before you touch it. I know this takes some time to color in, but enjoy it. It has some cool elements to it as well, this coloring in parts of a drawing. There we go. Now make sure it's all dry if you want to continue working on it. I'm thinking of maybe using a little white charcoal here on the edge, but I'm not sure because I kind of like it like this. I think it's actually pretty cool. Let's see, it's this way around. So I'm going to take my 01, my Micron 01, and I'm gonna put my chop in it here. Just placing my chop here, or your initials. You can do that as well. There we go. So I have had it drying for a tiny bit, so I'm just going to take my white charcoal and place some here at the corners. Or the edge of the paper using my Tortillion. I think my finger is easier. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 sides of this. And then just using the Tortillion again to soften it out a bit. Can be a bit tricky on this colored in paper, so make sure it's all dry before you do it. So that is actually really hard to see on camera, but it's there. So that was the one we made together today. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Have an attitude of gratitude.